Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today we are going to be opening up a bunch of vault keys in order to get the new gnome that ended up getting added to the game in the most recent version called the Jewel Gnome. It's a pretty useless gnome to actually find in a battle because it only gives jewels, and that's pretty bad. But for collectionist purposes, we'll still want to go get a copy of this trip just because we want to have everything. As far as these events, they occur about once a month. And they basically just increase for a weekend from Friday reset all the way until Monday reset, so the rest of this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is an increased chance to find various gnomes that drop various rewards in every single battle that you end up doing. And there's also an increased chance that you'll end up finding specifically a vault key, which is what we're going to be opening right now. And they have a chance of giving a lot of really good loot, as well as Cedric Sparklesack, the only way to obtain him, as well as all the other useless gnomes that are mainly just obtained to try to get one copy of them. Normally we show this on stream, but since we did the key opening for the Mythic last week on stream, I figured this time around we do the vault keys off stream and just go and see what kind of things we can get. As far as actually farming to try to get gnomes, it's pretty much just the same thing as always. Just do whatever explore you wanted to go do and spam it with any form of Sunbird team, and that's pretty much all you need to do. Generally, you'd want to do it with a hero in last slot just so you gain EXP. The specific team we're using right now is more so a gnome variant of this team. To use a vault key, you just have to go to the vault right here, and if you have any amount of keys, you'll be able to use them. Make sure to do it on normal difficulty. Setting it any higher will not actually give you extra rewards, or at least not the gnome rewards do not get increased by it. So just do it on normal and it'll be a lot easier. As far as the exact team, one of the stronger things to do is just use a Rush Sunbird team. Forest Guardian gives Sunbird half mana. Sunbird basically wipes out everything, and to ensure that you wipe out everything, you have the Ogrin for the 5 extra stats, which gives it overall 10 extra damage, 5 to Firebomb and 10 to the Sunbird, because it gains 5 off the HP as well as 5 from the magic. So we're basically just going to spam this until we end up getting a Jewel Gnome and just see what other rewards we can end up getting along the way. There's definitely some really good loots. All 3 of the normal gnomes drop their normal loot, but Cedric can drop some pretty nice things: 100 gems, 250 gems, 10 gem keys, I think 15 event keys is it? And it can drop minor orbs, major orbs, all of the gnomes, as well as himself, which is a pretty decent drop because for whatever reason, it is just so huge to use gold teams these days. There's so many really good gold related teams these days. And as you can see, as of one of the most recent patches, I believe 2 patches ago, they made it so you can distinguish and see which reward is from which. So we can see specifically that this Orb of Chaos is, of course, from the Cedric. And these are just the normal drops off the gnomes, just some diamonds and some gold there. But let's see what we get from the orb. Hopefully something good, like a blue or a purple. And that is exactly what we needed. Nice. But that's not exactly what we're looking for right now. We're trying to get the Jewel Gnome. Hopefully we won't get a bunch of troll copies of just useless commons. I still don't understand why this thing drops commons. It'd probably make a lot more sense if the common gnomes actually dropped the commons and Cedric just dropped himself. But I don't know. Got a major orb, got a gem key, it's fine. This better be a blue though. Please, we've been so dry on blues. It's purple. I wouldn't mind getting every orb as purple, but I would still want blue in there. But so far, pretty good drop rate. We got an orb into an orb. That's pretty nice. He does have a ridiculously high drop rate for orbs as of a couple patches ago. They really buffed up his drop table. And, well, case in point, 3 orbs in a row. Hopefully a blue or purple. We finally broke the streak into a useless orb. But it happens. So 3 keys down. This is probably going to take an absurd amount of keys, most likely to try to get it. It's not really realistic to try to go out of our way for this. It's a completely useless troop, but to technically have everything in the game, we do need to go try owning a copy of it. Seriously, are we just going to get orbs? I honestly wouldn't mind this if we got a 100% drop rate of orbs, though I would mind if it keeps giving us green. That's not good. That's definitely not something we want to be seeing. Well, we have like 30-something of these. We can go for a while, that's for sure. This has been accumulating over the last couple months, actually, since we've been getting pretty lucky with the other ones. And speaking about luck, have we gotten anything but an orb? I wouldn't mind this as long as it would stop giving us greens, because those are basically just 1,000 souls each, so nothing really too big. We just use it on a legend, pretty much, to get the last level on it, or an epic so that it counts as 900 souls. Is pretty much the only thing you use those smaller ones for. Seriously, another orb. Can he drop anything but orbs? I don't mind, though, but he needs to stop giving us useless orbs if he's going to keep doing that. Of course, we don't need orange. There is, I don't know if I've mentioned it on any of the videos yet. I have mentioned it a couple times on stream, but they are planning on making trait stones actually usable for something. There's going to be some kind of trait stone sink added next year. So smaller orange orbs and orange orbs in general might actually not be horrible starting next year. Also, wow, that's a useless drop. Just 30,000 gold. I mean, 60,000. But oh well, we got 2 gem keys from the normal gnomes. That makes up for it a little bit more. But yeah, as far as the loot that you get from a vault key, it can vary from complete trash of like worth about 5 gems all the way to worth like 300 plus gems, or even like a major blue orb or something. And there's 2 gem keys and a orb again, and another somewhat useless one, but oh well. I have a feeling we're going to run out of vault keys before we actually get this, but nonetheless, if we do, we'll still be able to accumulate a lot more vault keys. It is possible to gain about 1 vault key every hour or 2. You can get way unlucky or much luckier than that. We've gotten, seriously, a lot of orbs. We've gotten as many as about 5 in an hour, but we've also gotten an entire gnome event without getting a single one, so it can definitely vary. Speaking about varying, there's our first blue orb. I'd prefer to get a major blue, but a smaller blue is still pretty decent nonetheless. But it's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the Jewel Gnome. It is indeed in the drop table. Been confirmed many times. We just haven't gotten one. And this is also the only way to get it. All of the vault-related troops, this is the only way to get them. No 50 diamond drop. That would actually be good if we needed mythics. Unfortunately, we have enough diamonds to craft like 8 mythics and nothing to actually use them on. No point in taking that skull. Might as well just go straight for the mana. And as you can see, we pretty much just get Sunbird first cast every single time. It wipes out everything. You just keep repeating that every time. Please be a blue orb. We haven't gotten a major blue for like 2 or 3 months now. Yep, it's not happening. Just a major green. Useless thing that gives about like 7,000 souls or something. But it will. This is a pretty lucky rate of orbs though. I don't recall it being that high of a drop rate. I knew it was high, not that high though. 15 event keys. There's one of the drops I was mentioning earlier. That's pretty decent value. That's actually one of his highest drops. Other than a blue major orb or a purple major orb, other biggest drops of his are like 250 gems and 15 event keys. 15 event keys, what is that? 14 gems each? What does that calculate out to? That's almost the same as getting 250 gems. Let's see, that's 14 times 15. That comes out to 210. So yeah, that's almost like getting 250 gems indirectly. It's just we have to use them on event keys, but we'll use it eventually. That's not too bad. That actually probably is his, not counting orbs, that's probably his second best drop. Okay, I'll throw Sunbird down. And just a bunch of diamonds. I have a feeling this is just going to be an entire video of us using like 30-something Volt keys and not getting a gnome. Or the Jewel Gnome. Actually, we are lucky that we haven't gotten any useless commons yet. That tends to happen a lot. Like way too much. But we haven't gotten a single one yet. We've just been getting a lot of orbs apparently. Please be blue. No, come on. It's like our second or third major and they're all been useless stuff. Well, one of them was a purple, I guess. That's, purple is technically worth about 675 gems if you have all of the Guardians maxed out to 4 copies of the Mythic of all 6 of them. And your guild's at 40,000 seals. It's pretty much 675 gems because of how many gem keys it is. But there we go. Orb of Clans, not too bad. Because it's basically 75 gem keys. Okay, we'll go get another one of these down. Hopefully into full mana, nice. Throw it down again. Do be careful, these things actually can escape. Cedric can't, but these smaller gnomes can. Which is why you want to kill it so quickly. There's Cedric. This is something that you definitely want to go and obtain if you haven't already. The only way to obtain him is from doing Volt keys like we are right now. And he's very noteworthy because he gives 100% gold bonus. He's basically the Fairish Raw of gold instead of for souls. And he could theoretically be harder to obtain than Fairish Raw. Fairish Raw is still in the... you can still go buy him for diamonds right now, but only way to get this guy is specifically from these Vault keys. It's a really small chance. We opened like, what, 8 of them? And we just got 1 copy of it now. But highly advised to have it because he's used in Bronze Lock Pistol teams, he's used in Skeleton Key teams, he's used with Egg Thief, and there's just a lot of really good gold troops they've been adding recently for whatever reason that are just insanely strong with him. Some of the best teams in the game even at the moment. Oh, there we go. 20 gem keys. Not even how many I thought before. Oh, wow. That's really nice. That's, what, 180 gems? Not as good as the 15 event keys, but still pretty decent loot. But still, we did not get that common yet. Though at least we haven't been getting useless commons. Because we're probably going to see our first common is going to be like a Valraven or something 100% useless that we already have a copy of. So in a way, it's kind of good that we're not getting commons, but also bad because we haven't gotten what we wanted yet. And speaking about not getting what we wanted, where's our major blue? I'm pretty sure we're like 2 or 3 months dry on major blues, even though we've gotten every single guild-related major orb we could have possibly have gotten in that time. How did he live with 1 HP? What is this? Wait, how did he live with 1 HP? Aren't we doing like the same battle every time? No! And there it is, the start of the useless gnomes, the ones we already have copies of. Right now we're trying to find a Jewel Gnome. That is obviously not it. Unfortunately, we already had the Soul Gnome from when it came out last month or 2 months, whenever it was. Oh, the hunt continues. And those are really bad too, because those are worth literally nothing if you already have the copy of it. Really wish there was a more efficient way of actually obtaining them, but there is not. What did we even get here? What? One of his drops is 2,500 souls? That is so pitiful. Doesn't the Soul Gnome have a better drop than that, of like 5,000 or something? Pretty sure Soul Gnome drop table is 1,000, 2,500, and 5,000. Why on earth is one of Cedric's drops at 2,500? Doesn't make any sense at all. That is just an awful drop. We can farm that many souls in a couple minutes, pretty much. Oh well. Another orb. Really high on orbs this time around. I wouldn't mind that if it was actually giving better orbs. I'm pretty sure we're done with half the keys, but still didn't get it. At least we're getting a lot of shiny loot, if nothing else. The normal gnomes are almost dropping better than him. Let's see what we get. Let's see, 60,000 gold. That's not the greatest. We can easily do over 200,000 per hour this late in the game. Even when we're going slower. What's our next one? Another orb. Please be blue or purple. Nope. The useless green. I think that's the 3rd or 4th minor green we've gotten so far. Which is 1,000 souls at best. And normally we use it for a little bit lower than that, like on epics for 900. 15 event keys again, that's not too bad. Second best drop, not counting orbs. Also, no Vault keys yet. I'm not even sure if it's possible to get Vault keys anymore in this game mode. We haven't gotten one yet. Oh, please be a blue already. We've gotten enough majors that aren't blue. And we're still going to keep getting majors that aren't blue. We have to be running low on Vault keys by now. And we've only gotten one common so far, surprisingly, and it, of course, wasn't the one we needed. Because that's just how it goes. This might actually be the first time ever where we don't get the gnome on day 1. Not like it really matters. We could not get it for another, like, 6 months and it wouldn't matter at all, but still. Want to get it. Let's see. We'll throw the firebomb down. Take a red over. Grab the kill on all that. And another Cedric. That would be good if we actually needed more copies of him. But we already have him to Mythic, so every Cedric we get is 100% useless. It's just as useless as getting any gnome that we already have copies of. At least to us, since we already have them all. So yeah, we have to be down to our last dozen by now, I would assume. Ooh, please be blue already. Nope, it really likes doing orange. Hopefully they'll be useful whenever they do some kind of modifications to trait stones to actually make them sink into something. Oh, we didn't even get full mana there. Gotta be careful, they can just get a random red extra turn and then run away. Another orb. Stop being orange. Yep, I think we're gonna run out of Vault keys. What do we get? 100 gems. That's his second best gem drop. It's not really too good of a drop, though, because he has a lot of things that are technically worth more than 100 gems. But still 100 gems. It's more than not having 100 gems. But 250 is a possible drop of his. I think I've only gotten it once, maybe twice. I ended up adding it a few patches ago when they ended up buffing his entire drop table. Well, quote-unquote buffing. They also made him him as a legend, and the commons, I believe, slightly more common. As you can see, there he is as a legend again. I don't know why they made that drop table a little bit more common. I guess to make sure that people could actually get a copy of him. But the problem is it puts too many of him in the drop table for people who already have him. We've gotten 3 of them so far already, and we didn't need a single copy of him since we already had it maxed for ages now. And there we go, another one of the commons, but is not the one I need. These are the most awful ones you could ever get, too, because they are worth literally nothing, like absolute 0. Maybe 5 souls if you want to disenchant them, but they are completely useless compared to any other drop you could possibly have. I would even take the 2,500 soul drop over that. And hopefully we'll get the common we want. It's funny that we're trying to get a common, but yet every single other common is just useless. Also, we just got a triple gem drop, too. Really small amount of only 5, but still, it adds up. 15 gems right there. Every little bit makes it stacked higher. I'm going to try to check a green. That doesn't do anything for us. I guess I'm just scared he's just going to get a random cascade of some kind. I'll go throw this down. Get all the kills we need. Please give us what we need. Another orb. Please be blue, at least. Nope. The exact opposite of a blue. Well, this will be the first time in a very long time we'll reach 0 vault keys. I can't even remember the last time I had 0 vault keys. I think it was... I don't think since the first few months of gnomes have we ever had 0 vault keys. And there's another useless Cedric, and also 3 Celestials is an interesting drop off of gnomes. It's a relatively rare drop, but I guess as a newer player that would actually be kind of convenient. Celestials, when you're first starting out, can be a little bit hard to obtain. The only real efficient way of doing that is just spamming Explore, which you can also do during this event. No, don't escape! Which you can also do during this event pretty efficiently, since you'll be wanting to do that anyways, to go farm up a bunch of drops to try to get vault keys from these things. But, yeah, 3 Celestials, you do eventually reach the point where you have way more than you ever need. But initially, it can be really hard to try to get enough Celestials for everything. Generally, Legends and Mythics, you have to go through, oh no! You generally have to go through, oh, what was I just saying? This just distracted me in that we ran out of vault keys. But yeah, you need to normally throw orange orbs on like Legends and Mythics in order to have enough trait stones to really do it, just because of the lack of Celestials and sometimes the lack of Arcanes. But yeah, getting that 3 Celestial drops are actually pretty convenient earlier on in the game. But anyways, there's another common, unfortunately not the one we need. And as you can see, we have unfortunately ran out of vault keys. So that means the rest of this weekend we are going to be farming a bunch of vault keys and opening every single one once we get them. So yeah, I'll be streaming that today, tomorrow, a little bit on Sunday during our normal nightly stream. And hopefully we'll find the Jewel Gnome, but unfortunately we did not find it now. But anyways, guys, if you have any other questions or anything you want me to go over, feel free to leave in the comment section below. Hope you all have better luck with your vault keys and find a Jewel Gnome and other valuable loot. I will see you all later, and thank you all so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend and Gnome Vault event. Goodbye, everyone!